If you build at launch site, the biggest monument in the game, this is what your base will look like, made out of black sheet metal. If you live at giant excavator pit, this is what your base will look like at the end of wipe. If you build at junkyard, this is what your base will look like at the end of wipe day. If you build at outpost in Rust, this is what your base will look like at the end of wipe day. Also, the server for this video is Vital US Monthly 2x. Okay, so if you live at mining outpost in the middle of a water puddle, this is what your base will look like. You'll be flying attack choppers back and forth across the map.
Come on.
Wow, mining outpost is this good? You can just raid the excavator group on Vital US. If you build at lighthouse, this is exactly what your base will look like. A huge metal mansion, turning the sky orange. If you build at Arctic research base, this is what your base will look like. Look at how big that base is, and then look, they have an entire furnace factory. This is what large barn gets you if you build on the side of a river next to large barn. Wow! Bro, if you build at dome, this is what your base looks like. Oh my god! Dome is the best monument in the game. This is just their farm base living all the way at dome. If you live at sewer branch, this is what your base will look like. And this is what your main base will look like. Absolutely insane. This base can see everything around the map. Look at that. It can see everything, literally. Now, if you build a water treatment plant, your base will look something like this, and you'll be calling in airdrops, and you'll have a super tall metal tower. Also, if you get raided, you will win all the raid defenses. If you build an abandoned military base, your base will look like this. It's gonna be a huge unraidable tower. If you build a missile silo, this is what your base will look like at the end of wipe. Oh my god. Look at how many towers they have. If you build at ferry terminal and satellite dish, this is what your base will look like. Okay, so if you build a power plant, you will have a huge mountaintop base overlooking the entire server. This is what power plant has to offer. This base. If you build at harbor, this is what your base will look like. You will have a mountaintop tower. Nothing too big, but definitely not small, overlooking the entire map. If you live at ranch, this is what your base will look like. Nothing much really, with bee swarms outside. Okay, so if you build away from the monuments and in the middle of the snow, this is what your base will look like, with a massive brick farm base built on the igloos out here, bro. This is what your base will look like if you live at Fishing Village on Vital. You'll have like a purple pinecone base with brick. Okay, so if you live at Oxum's gas station, you will be flying minicopters around and you will be nice. Oh, wow. So this is what Oxum's gas station gets you, okay? In an hour.
Yep.
If you build a large barn, look at the insane base you can get with auto turrets, bees everywhere, and then multiple furnace bases. Large barn is the move, like no monuments out here. Did you enjoy this video? Follow Vincent SMG for more Rust videos.